Welcome back. My name is Corinne Phillips and this is Fresh Pea Cooks. So today I am planning out a road trip and I'm very excited about this because I was originally going to fly, but I got a new car finally after a year. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm going to do a video on that later. So I'll show you, I'll give you the tour. But I was going to fly into Kansas City, Missouri for an art class. Now, those of you that watch the collaboration series, I'm doing a collaboration with Julianne from Dirt Patch Heaven, and she is an amazing kind of modern homesteader. She has greenhouses, she raises all of her own animals, she spins the wool from them, she knits, she cans, she's pretty extraordinary. So for those of you that went over and met her and said hello, thank you. I think she's delightful. But I haven't painted I've painted once in 2 years. So I'm super rusty. I'm feeling a little bit freaked out by the task of painting a painting that's going to be hanging in somebody else's house. Like, all of my paintings are just in a big pile in my basement and they're very safe down there, but it's a little extra pressure when you're painting something for someone. And I want to do something beautiful, and I found an artist that I want to learn from, and she's doing a workshop in Missouri. And so what better way to dust off my brushes and jump right in, learning techniques that I think are really beautiful, and techniques that definitely are a far stretch from what I've painted in the past. I can't really say that I have a style. I don't know what my style is, but her style is the style that I want to learn, that softness. And her name is Stanka, and I'll put a link to her website, the artist's website, below this video. Her work is extraordinary. So I'm going to be taking a class from her the 8th, 9th, 10th of April in Lee's Summit, Missouri. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So I've decided, once I decided to drive, I've got, it's a long way from Oregon. So I'm planning out my road trip. And the reason that I decided to drive instead of fly is twofold. One of my very dearest friends, Samantha, lives in Eagle, Colorado, just outside of Vail, and I haven't seen her for years. And she's got 2 little girls and they're growing up and they don't even know me. So I need to rectify that. So I get to see Samantha, and since I have recently met Esther and Julianne, Esther from Fouchomatic, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her channel. Fabulous. They live in a yurt and they're building a timber frame. Nick is building a timber frame, their dream house in the country in Idaho. And beautiful, beautiful human beings. I feel like Esther and I are soul sisters from another realm. So I'm really looking forward to meeting her and stopping by and giving Julianne a big hug. And I'm trying to plan my trip so that I have enough time with each of them. They're about 2.5 hours apart. That maybe I can do a short collaboration or just get to see their property and introduce you to them, even if it's just briefly. So that is going to be coming up. I'm very excited about that. And I also have relatives in Idaho, so I was hoping to stop in and see one of my aunties. Then from Denver, it's a full big day drive to Kansas City, and then Lee's Summit is like an hour out of Kansas City. Fun stuff. I'm super stoked. New car, road trip. I'll put my skis and my paint gear and my camera stuff all in the back, and I'll do my best to bring you along. I'll definitely get footage with Esther from Fouchomatic and Julianne from Dirt Patch Heaven, and I'll put links to their channels below. So if you haven't gone over there and met them yet, do, and you'll be seeing some videos of us together shortly. So yay! So new car, more painting, which I'm so excited about. I have some canvas that should be delivered today. So I've got boards to cover and prep. I've got some underpainting. I've got some drawing that needs to happen. And all of this before I leave. So I'll be bringing you along just some of the stuff you can expect from me. And for those of you that are following along with us on the cleanse, I'm into my second week and I feel wonderful. I feel great. My face is kind of breaking out and I was a little bit concerned about that, but it did the same thing in October when I did a juice cleanse. And for those of you that want information that didn't see the series that I did with Margaret Olson in October, I'll put a link to that here. It's basically the whole month of October in 2015. Margaret and I every week did a weekly series talking about food and diet, nutrition, studies, and benefits of eating more plants or eating a plant-based diet, dispelling the protein myth, and a lot of these concepts that we have been taught, not necessarily because they're valid or true, but because of the dairy lobby or the meat lobby or the USDA food pyramid, and all of these confounding factors of what it means to be well and what it means to nourish yourself. And so that series is on YouTube. If you guys are interested, go back to October and you'll find a bunch of videos there. But so far, I'm feeling great. I did go to a dietitian to have my blood panel drawn because I'm about to have the stem cell injections in my hip as soon as I return from my road trip. And so I wanted to make sure nutritionally my body was working at optimal, that I didn't have any deficiencies, that I can take any supplements that are known to promote collagen growth, to promote cell health and well-being. And so the building blocks that will enable the stem cells in my hips to take form and be supported as best as I can through my diet. So I've increased my vitamin C intake. I'm taking glucosamine, MSM. I'm also taking DHEA, which when I talked to the doctor, he's like, oh, that is actually a precursor to testosterone. And so that's probably why you're breaking out. And I'm taking 10 milligrams and I probably should be taking 5. So I have a feeling this might be a combination issue. I'm very estrogen intolerant. I'm one of those girls whose my body cannot have extra weight on it because estrogen and fat have a symbiotic kind of relationship. Estrogen stores fat, fat releases estrogen. And so for me, I've always had to be a thin person because of this intolerance. It just makes me a weepy, fearful, tearful mess. So I am taking DHEA. I haven't gotten any more aggressive that I've noticed, but it's supposed to help. I'm not a super big proponent personally on vitamins because eating a varied plant-based diet, I've been able to keep my vitamin levels all normal to high. So I've never really needed to supplement, with the exception of vitamin D during the winter. Being of Northwestern European descent and living at the 45th parallel, vitamin D is something that we all probably should be supplementing during the winter. Magnesium I was low on a couple years ago, and that's another soil nutrient, but I wasn't this year, and I don't know if that just is because I have built up our garden and we're eating a lot of food from our organic garden and the soil has been my primary focus. But yeah, that deficiency no longer exists in me. I was low on vitamin B1 on thiamine, but on the sufficient scale, but on the low side. And so I've added in nutritional yeast and sunflower seeds to my diet to counteract that. So it's interesting to have your blood drawn and to have all of your vitamin levels checked. They're different studies, so you have to request these panels, but it's nice to see that I've never used protein supplements. I've never used powders. I do occasionally take a vitamin B supplement, and not because I'm vegan, but because that's also a soil-derived nutrient, mineral, and where many of us are deficient because our soils are deficient, because our cows are no longer grazing on pasture, they're eating corn and grains, and B12 is stored in their muscles. So they're not getting enough, you're not getting enough. And vitamin B12 deficiency is pretty serious. So I take that, I take nettles and pycnogenol as a seasonal allergy precaution come spring, so I don't have the effects of pollen and all the sneezy, snotty stuff, because it's pretty bad in this valley. I'd never had allergies until I moved here, and it became debilitating. So I found that a mixed cocktail of vitamin C, pycnogenol, and nettles is, if I start it in the winter, it's enough to get me through allergy season comfortably. I still have a lot of little and itchy, but it's much better. Food-wise, I haven't done a lot of food videos because my hips have bothered me. So I only have so much time during the day that I can actually stand and walk, and I like to preserve that for meal times with Glenn. So breakfast or dinner, and some days it's better than others, but this last week I really haven't been able to stand for hours and filming a food video, even though it's like 6 or 7 minutes for you guys, it's several hours on my end, and I've just not been able to do that. So I've wanted to do more, I just can't right now. So I hope that you understand. And for those of you that want food videos or want recipe inspiration, if you haven't already gone over to my Facebook page, I would invite you to do so, because I don't post my recipes every day, but I try to post really inspiring people that are doing wonderful things with food over there. So you'll find that there. Okay, I think that's all. So back to my road trip. I'm going to start, I'm right about here, we're east of Portland. And this is just the main highway, but I'm going to drive down into Boise and then visit with Esther and stay the night, likely with my auntie in outside of Boise. And then I'm going to drive down to Idaho Falls and spend the day with Julianne from Dirt Patch Heaven. And then from there, it's about Idaho Falls to Eagle is a 9-hour drive. So I'm going to spend a couple days with my girlfriend Sammy in Eagle. And then it's a 10-hour drive to Kansas City. So my class is just outside of Kansas City, and I don't have to be there until about 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's my plan on going to the class. And I'm done with the class on the 10th. So the morning of the 11th, I want to see if I can get up super, super early and see if I can make it. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Salt Lake City, but I'm going to make it as far as I can. The following day would be the 12th, and that's Glenn's birthday. So I'm very sad to miss his birthday. So I haven't told him this yet, but I'm going to try to bust back home that night, so I get to at least spend the evening with him, his birthday evening, or maybe just get in a birthday kiss. But that's my plan. I don't have time on the way home. Even if I can't make it for the 12th, I'll be home on the 13th, because the 14th is my injection date. So I have to be pretty much low-key and not doing much for 3 weeks, which is going to be hard for me. But we'll see. I'll get lots of reading in, and I'm really looking forward to that, because I haven't been reading as much as I usually do, and I miss it dearly. So yeah, that's what's going on for me. And I got to wrap this up because I've got some more videos to shoot today, and I really want you to see the baby girls and see their growth. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.